of the day, but I'm glad you still made it to our session. So hopefully you'll learn a lot about us. There you go. Okay, do you want to use my?
That's fine.
You can see if it works for you.
That's okay.
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 Great. Well,
all right.
Yeah.
We'll just start. Sorry.
Well, I can do
Kinda late.
introductions. Myself, I'm Jennifer Jeans. I'm the Alliant 2 core. I work at the program office in San Diego. So I'm glad the time difference is way better for us than if we were in the East Coast. That's a whole different mess for us when it comes to the time difference. But
Yeah.
anyhow, with me,
Okay.
joining me is Sankey, and she's. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm in the customer engagement division of the IT category. So we'll go ahead and go to the next slide.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we are with the Office of Information Technology category. Okay, and so what we offer is, it's ITC for short. So what we offer is our best-in-class contract vehicles for IT products, services, and solutions, and it's available for both federal, for three, federal, local, and state agencies. Okay, so what ITC offers is that it enables this contract vehicles enables the government to eliminate the redundancies, increase the efficiency, and deliver more value and savings. Okay, so for our agenda, we will discuss each of our vehicles, and we will actually do a comparison, a visual comparison, so you'll be able to determine the best avenue or the best solution for your requirements. Okay, so we have three main types of IT contracts in our organization. Okay, so you got the GWACs. So we have one large GWACs and two small business. And that's for IT services. We have the IT Schedule 70, the center one there, and that's for hardware, software, and IT services. Okay, and the third one, we have telecom contracts, and that's for your telecommunication needs. But predominantly, we are discussing the IT Schedule 70 and GWACs. Okay, next page. Okay, so we're going to go through the GWAC overview first. Okay, the next page.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, we are there. Okay, so why use a GWAC, or what is a GWAC? So a GWAC is a government-wide acquisition contract. Okay, that's what it stands, and it's for government-wide use. Okay. What's important to remember with GWAC is it is for IT, for information technology. So you issue a task order against a GWAC. Now, it is established by one agency. As I mentioned earlier, it is for government-wide use. And GSA was designated by OMB to operate a GWAC, to operate this, the Alliant, for example. And because of that specific authority, it is pursuant to the Clinger-Cohen Act. So if it is a Clinger-Cohen Act, and it is, it's that because of that authority, it is not subject to the Economy Act. Okay. Okay, so why use a GWAC? Well, first of all, it is it's speed and cost. Because, as I mentioned earlier, it is a pre-competed contract, and so therefore you don't need to start from scratch. So all the terms and conditions are already built in. So your procurement lead time is dramatically decreased and reduced compared to the conventional way or conventional method of creating contract. So flexibility. So you can, when I say flexibility, that means you can either use your own contracting shop or you can use our GSA assisted acquisition contract. Okay? And we can discuss that a little bit later. Wide range of contract type. We got cost, firm fixed price, time and materials, labor hours, or hybrid. Low fee, there's a contract access fee of 0.75%, and that applies to all the GWACs. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that you understand that that particular CAF is paid based on the contractor performance that is billed, not from the estimated amount of the contract itself, okay? So it is billed, it's the invoice. It's based on the invoice that's billed by the contractor. It is, next page. It is available worldwide. We have highly qualified industry partners. They've already gone through the selection process, so they are the best of the best. Socioeconomic credit, with a small business, you do get automatically the socioeconomic credit, and for the large, you do get the credit on the subcontracting level. Limited protestability, okay, so it is limited, 10 million and under. However, just make sure that you're not increasing the scope, or rather, you're also not increasing the amount of the task order. Best in class, all the GWACs are best in class, and it's designated by OMB.
So we'll go into the GWAC program responsibilities. So we have two different, actually, groups, two different divisions. We've got the Enterprise GWAC, which is where I'm from. We manage the Alliant 2 GWAC. The Enterprise, and then we have the, which is based in San Diego, then we have the Small Business GWAC, and they manage the 8A Stars 2 as well as VETS 2, and they're out of Kansas City. But our responsibility on the program side, we advise customers and contractors in the proper use of GWACs. We conduct training, such as we're here, but we also conduct DPA training, which is Delegation Procurement Authority for our contracting folks with the government. We issue DPAs to all the OCOs that attend, and I can go into specifics of where to get that training. We do conduct webinars, but we'll get there. We conduct outreach, education, I guess that's why we're here. Conduct program meetings with our contractors. So we meet with our contractors twice a year. We conduct program management review meetings with them, as well as we do one-on-ones. We're always talking to them. They're calling us, and we do a lot of collaborations with them. Maintain resources on our website. We have a world of information on our website. And again, we'll share that information as we get to it. Perform risk mitigation and contractor oversight. We conduct pre-award scope reviews. So in case you have a solicitation and you want to share the scope with us to review, we do it for free to see whether it fits within our GWACs. Even under schedules, they conduct reviews as well. And that can be done anytime. We turn that information. We'll get to another slide and we'll provide more detail on that. Monitor subcontracting at the basic contract level for Alliant 2 GWAC. They have to meet a certain number of small business. Now I'm going into subcontracting though.
The sub-K?
The sub-K.
Tell me the sub-K.
Yeah. So we monitor it at the level at the master for the Alliant 2.
Yeah.
And it's 50% of that of the task
Right.
order over the life of the contract. And we report annually to OMB. Again, I had mentioned the scope review. It's free. It's optional, but it can be submitted to us, and you can send that information. There's your questions, so forth, to those email addresses there. We do have a review team that is comprised of technical and contracting professionals. And we do provide a written response. It says 5 business days, but I normally see it about 3 days, within 72 hours. This here is just gives you an overview of where you would submit it. It is an online tool, so you would need to send your attachment through OMB Max. Anyways, once you get to this website, it'll walk you through and how to submit that information. But on the previous slide, if you come into any technical,
Has anyone used it, though?
I don't know.
Is anyone familiar with the scope review tool? Okay.
How many here are government? Great.
And you
and
never
then-
used, okay.
Okay. How many have used a GWAC or schedules? All right,
Okay.
I'm going to get an idea. So we do have a lot of helpful tools. Of course, we've on our website, if you any of our GWACs, you can pull that in. You can get the copy of the contract. You can download the ordering guide. We also have the ceiling prices for labor and T&M. Time and material hour is listed out there for each of our vendors. And we also have a GWAC dashboard, and again, we'll get to that very useful tool for you all. And then we have, how many have used eBuy? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And as some of you already know, it tracks your solicitation. That's where you go online for your RFQ. It's an RFQ tool that handles all the information, tracks everything through that. Did I miss anything
I
else?
kind of want to go back to that scope review, and I know that looks like nobody has used that that's here. It is a really good tool, and what it is it determines if it's really a fit for a requirement, a certain vehicle. And what's important about it, well, it's free. You know, it's not like we're going to charge you for that. You are going to get the PCO letter of determination, and I know that that is important to add to your documentation. So I just kind of want to plug that because it is a really a good tool, and we take care of everything. All you need to do, though, just wanted to make sure that you have to attach your statement of work, if possible, your estimate or your IGCE. Okay.
Right. Another tool that we have is the Acquisition Gateway. This was introduced probably about 5 years ago. This tool, and it's grown into, there's a world of information out there that you can pull from. There's a library for SOWs. SOWs is prices paid information's out there. A lot of useful articles. It's just a great interactive community that's out there that is available to you all. Next thing we have assistance to market research. In the next slide, we're going to go into the GWAC dashboard, and that is also, the GWAC dashboard can be used for your market research. In case you're wondering what agencies are using our GWACs, you can go in there. It's available to the public. You can pull that information, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And then also the capability statement request templates are also available out on our website. So also just to mention the Acquisition Gateway, from the civilian, for those in the public sector, they have access to the Acquisition Gateway, but it's limited to what they see. So on the government side, you'd be able to pull a whole lot more information out there, just to let you know. The GWAC dashboard, it's very simple to use. And once you click, let's see if you see my red dot there. So you view the GWAC dashboard. Once you get in there, you'll see this dashboard up front. But in there, you'll have a variety of tabs, one being data feed tab. So in the data feed tab, you'll be able to select, if you're looking for just Army task orders under a specific GWAC, I'm going to use Alliant 2. You can go in there and select Alliant 2, Army, and then it'll populate kind of looks like a spreadsheet, but then from there you can download it into an Excel spreadsheet. And then you can look at the usage. You can look at the description of the task order, when it was awarded, when it's going to be terminated, not terminated, that's a bad word, the ultimate end date for that task order, the total estimated value, of course, in the obligations and so forth. You get a whole lot of information in there. It's useful for industry too. So in case you're wondering what's out there, so forth, what's coming up for expiring, hey, you can take a look at the dashboard and see what's there on all our GWACs. But also for customer on the marketing aspect of it, for the usage and so forth, put that into your folder as well. Anything else I should add, Lynn? Did I get
I
everything?
think you got everything.
Great. So we'll look right into 8A stars 2.
Okay, so 8A stars 2, okay, so 8A stars 2 have 4 functional areas, okay, and those functional areas were derived from the NAICS code. And there are 2 constellations, so it's tier 1 and tier 2. I'll talk about that a little bit later. The program ceiling for this 8A stars 2 is $12 billion. Current contract has now over, there you go. Has over $9.5 billion in obligations. So we're getting close to hitting that ceiling. The contract has a 5-year with 1 5-year option. We are currently in that first option now. The contract ordering period, again, we're in that first option, so it ends August 30th of 2021. And so if you award a contract before August 30th of 2021, it could run 3 more years, so up to August 30th of 2024. Okay. Next one. Okay, so, I did mention that already, so it can extend, like I said, 3 years beyond that expiration date of August 30th of 2021. The contract types, it does have fixed price, T&M, and labor hour, but no cost, okay? Limitation on subcontracting, the GWAC CO, the contracting office, monitors the compliance at that master contract level. So the features, so you have access to vendors who hold this specific industry credentials. Okay, Constellation 2. Okay, so Constellation 2 has the same technical proficiency as Technical 1. The difference is that Constellation 2 does have those credentials that may be required by your task order or your requirement. You do get that socioeconomic credit, small business. Directed orders, you can sole source up to $4 million, and there's no need to ask the SBA, no acceptance letter required. There are about, goes up and down, 800 highly qualified contractors, and their average proposals are about 5.2. It changes, but at this time it's 5.2. So moving on to another of our small business GWAC, which is VETS 2. So VETS 2, it is the only small disadvantaged veteran-owned small business set aside in the federal marketplace. So it is a great contract. It is an IDIQ. There are about 70 contract awards under the VETS 2. There's no, when it says here no functional areas or pool, it's comparing to the 8A stars. It has a $5 billion program ceiling. Now that we are, it was awarded in 2018, so we are still in the base period at this point. So it's still going to run till 2028, so I don't think you have to worry about getting your orders in before that date. Now the difference between VETS 1 and VETS 2, now the cost is available, cost type of contract is now available under VETS 2. So all of the types of contract of VETS 2 are now available compared to VETS 1.
Right, but it's not available under stars 2. Cost is not.
So, okay, so the feature, I mentioned that all our GWACs are best in class. Okay, you do get that credit. It has a standardized IT labor categories. It is available worldwide. and it's they have highly qualified contractors, just like all the other GWACs. Okay.
Great, so we're going to go right into Alliant 2. Alliant 2, go to next. All right, let me get my eyeballs on. So provides federal government agencies in total integrated information technology solutions. So basically, and there's a phrase down here, anything IT services anywhere. And it's been like that under Alliant 1, that's carried over in Alliant 2. Includes all auxiliary support services, supplies, minor construction that is integral and necessary to the total integrated solution. Customers can now get subcontracting credit, which is something that was not available under Alliant 1, but it is available now under Alliant 2. Vendors, and that's at the discretion of the CO. If that's what they would like, they can work that into their solicitation. Vendors are being measured by participation and meet customer competition requirements. Now, Alliant is fairly new. We're in the 17th month in Alliant 2. It's a 10-year contract. Let me get the next one. So they're being measured. So if you're thinking that we're not getting a whole lot of competition and so forth under Alliant 2, one of the things is the requirements the vendors need to pursue. They have certain threshold each contract year that they have to meet in order for them actually to stay on the contract. But right now, overall averages, we're at about almost 3 proposals, which is pretty good. We'd like to see more. We'd like to see at least 4, especially on the DoD side. They'd like to see a little bit more competition on that end. The period of performance right now, base period, we're in the base period. It started in July 1st, 2018, and will continue to June 23, and the second option will be another 5 years, and it'll move on to 2028. So there's plenty of life under Alliant 2. We have a $50 billion ceiling, and right now we have 52 vendors under Alliant 2 that have been fully vetted. And of course, it's a best-in-class designation. So just to give you some stats of where we're at after 17 months, it's been awarded 88 task orders at an overall estimated value of $8.9 billion. That's pretty good when you think about that. Now, under Alliant 1, right now, it ended in April of this year. And at this time, total estimated value, we're at $46 billion. And that was a $50 billion ceiling. So we're doing really good. Alliant, the awareness is out there. What we call the brand name is out there. So a lot of customers are reaching out to us to learn more about it. So we're going everywhere to provide DPA training and so forth as well. So also to let you, if you have a staff that you want to have DPA training, just reach out to me and we can set something up, whether it be a webinar or be there physically, we can do that as well. And I don't have a slide for this, but in top agencies right now, Department of Homeland actually is top user of Alliant 2 right now, and then comes second right behind is Air Force, and then Army. We also have Navy that's actually coming up too, with a lot of awards that are starting to pick up as well under Navy. We do all types, same as what she explained, just like under vets and hybrids as well. So what's new for FY20? Some of you might be interested in knowing what is going on with Alliant 2 small business. Yeah. It's not available, but we're directing people over right now to the website. That's about as up to date right now. You can learn from there, and I might direct you to other areas to learn more about where Alliant 2. There's not much I can say about it, unless, Lynn, you have something you want to share.
Well, for those that are users of the old Alliant small business and realizing that Alliant 2 small business is not yet available, VETS 2 has the same scope, right?
So, so if you're looking for a small business with that same scope, VETS 2 is available at this point. So we are able to offer you still that availability of the contract. Okay, just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that, that they are not stuck with not having a contract to use a small business, because we do have them available under our GWACs. Well, with 8A stars, they are anticipating, well, in this calendar year, the solicitation is already out.
Right.
And that is the number, the draft solicitation number. And if you have any other questions about that, you may send an email to that
Right.
email address.
And you can also keep track of, on their website as well, I'm sure
Yes.
they have information that will direct you to find out more. Do you have a question?
The Alliant 2 small business, the notice that went out in August said that it was only going to, the intent was that you were only going to be competed among the original submitters.
You're talking about AT small business, Alliant 2 small business.
Alliant 2 small business. Is that still, since it hasn't come out yet, is that still?
Whatever the information you're reading on the website is where we're at. I'm sure there'll be more information, but that's all I can share, what's posted on the website.
Right.
Sorry. I know a lot of people are waiting.
It's the contracts folks that are involved with that, and we're not really.
And there's an email
privy to
address on the website that you can email them, and they monitor that every day. If you want to get an answer to that question, see what they sent, because I'm not part of that group. I'm part of the Enterprise GWAC, but I do know the Small Business GWAC team is very responsive. So you can certainly send them an email. Oh, and of course it's there. There's the website. So we'll jump right into Schedule 70.
So go ahead and go to the
Go right
next.
ahead.
Okay, so now we're with Schedule 70. Okay, so we talked about the GWACs. Now we're moving on to the IT Schedule 70. And again, I said that IT Schedule 70 is available to federal, state, local, and tribal governments. It does have a best-in-class designation for hardware and software. Okay, compared to the GWAC, which was which is FAR 16.505, IT Schedule 70 is under the FAR 8.4. Okay, so agencies can procure all these commercial products and services. As you can see, we got cloud services, computer network hardware, life cycle integration, data center storage, satellite services, software applications, wireless and mobility, and it's not limited to just that. IT Schedule 70 features it is a simplified ordering procedures. It does have competitive pricing. We do have a lot of supply of a small business. In fact, I'd say it says there, 80% of all the contracts are held by small business. There are approximately 5,000 industry partners, though. There is an enhanced competition, and the one thing one of the good things about the Schedule 70 is you have the ability to develop or create a BPA, a blanket purchase agreement. Okay? We can go to the next page. Okay.
Hold on, it's not advancing.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. It's stuck.
There you go.
Okay, there. Okay, so here's the structure. These are the subcategories. We have 5 subcategories within the IT Schedule 70. So you got the hardware, you got the software, the services, telecom, and security. Now, the SINs are listed based on, it's just, the SINs are listed here to help you determine what SINs to use within the subcategories. Okay, have any question? I know she's looking like, okay. So that's pretty much what this is for.
I think it helps you understand where the sins are based on the subcategories, okay? We do have the 132-100, which are, those are your known items that can be priced up front and awarded at the FSS contract level to support, it's to support the total solution. And we do have the OLMs, which is the 70, 500. I'll discuss that a little bit later, and that is actually for supplies and services that are indirect support of your individual task orders, including the BPA orders. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so I talked about the blanket purchase agreement. You have the ability to establish that, okay? And this provides you the quickest way of acquiring recurring items, okay? It already establishes the terms and conditions, and once you establish the BPA, but you don't have to obligate the funds until you have a task order that you want to issue against the BPA, okay? So because of that, it allows the agency to take advantage of these discounts, right? You can do a multiple award, or you can do a single award. So we have an existing schedule BPAs that's available. So instead of creating one, you may want to take a look first of the BPAs that we have available, because there's no sense to create one if it's already available, right? So just a quick, it's more than this 3 that shows there. But you do have that software purchase agreement. I guess that was the Smart Buy, okay? You have that Advantage Select Single Award, and so that's for the hardware. You may want to take a look at that one. I believe that's for, I'm trying to think, that's for the laptops and tablets. And I'm not sure if it's just from 3 of these popular models, but it's the GTAC, Panasonic, and Dell. Okay, so that's for the laptops, right, and tablets. The next one, the GSS desktop and laptops, that's for the desktops. And that they offer the standard configuration. So if there's something that you're looking at, instead of creating your own BPA, you may want to take a look at it. It is available on the GSA website of all the BPAs. There are more than just those 3. I know that we have the 2JIT, the 2nd generation IT BPA. At this point, I'm not sure. It's an Air Force one, so and that's a multiple award BPA, and that's supposed to replace the NetSense 2. So that's something that's also going to be available, or if it's already available now. Okay, some of the Schedule 70 initiatives. So Fastlane, this is just it's being able to access the innovative and emerging technologies via contract modification, and that's actually within, it could be approved within 48 hours. But for those contractors that may be eligible, that are not on 70 but are eligible to participate, they can use the fast lane, and that will take about 30 to 45 days for the new offers, okay? And again, that's for the innovative emerging technologies that may need to be added into the contract. OLMs, they are the supplies and services that are acquired in support of the individual task order, and it's for the total solution. But the OCO is responsible for making that fair and reasonable price determination for all the OLMs, okay?
And subcontracting update are also it also applies for the GWAC, so anyway. Okay. So here's the comparison that we wanted to discuss with you that I think might help understand them.
And also, there's brochures at the GSA booth, which is, 718, is that where we're at?
Yeah.
That has a matrix that you'll be able to take. I forgot to run over there and grab some to bring them here, but if you want to go afterwards or tomorrow, they're available at the booth, and it gives you a whole breakdown just like this.
Yeah, it breaks it down, but more, because I
More.
think it includes the telecom contracts
all
and
of
all
them
that
for
stuff.
GSA.
But this is just for the purpose of being able to compare the GWACs with IT Schedule 70. So just, okay, so just to start that, as you can see, the contract ceiling, for Alliant 2, it's $50 billion. For 80 stars, as I mentioned earlier, it's $12 billion. VETS is at $5 billion. And Schedule 70, there's no ceiling. Key features, all GWACs are best in class. Alliant 2, VETS 2, 80 stars. With IT Schedule 70, it is the hardware and software SINs only at this time. With 80 stars, mentioned this earlier, you are going to get your 8A small business credit. You are allowed to sole source up to $4 million. There's that 2 tier, 1 and 2, 2 having that credentials, the requirement for the credentials, though they have the same technical proficiencies, 1 and 2. The VETS 2, they're also best in class. As I mentioned earlier, it's the only GWAC set aside in the federal marketplace right now. The number of awardees, so Alliant 2, as you can see, there's 52, 80 stars, 787 to 800.
And don't let the numbers overwhelm you. It's under GWACs. Like I said earlier, under Alliant 2 GWAC, the number of the proposals that are being submitted on average is close to 3. So you're not going to get bombarded with a ton of, you're going to get competition, but you're not going to get like 15 of them at one time or anything. Haven't seen that happen yet.
Yeah.
And as well as stars, I think they're averaging, 5?
5.2, something like
Yeah,
that, but
and-
enough to have competition.
Right. Right.
Okay, so 70, so we have 70 for VETS 2. And we all know with Schedule 70, we have, like 4,600, and it could be 5,000 contract holders under Schedule 70, okay? So next page. So more of our key features. Okay, so we have gone over this. GWACs under the 16.505, Schedule 70 under 8.4. We went over the limited protestability for the GWACs. Again, as long as you don't increase the scope or the cost or of the contract. IT Schedule 70, it is, it could be protested. With the GWACs, they're all have integrated solutions. So what that means is to provide you total solution, it's the ancillary products and services, whether they're IT or not, as long as it's to support this individual order or task order, it is allowed, okay? With IT Schedule 70, how you can do a total solution, and that is, 1, you can try the BPA, right? 2, you can do a contract team arrangement, okay? You can, small business set aside is also available if you want to do a total solution, but again, the main thing is that you can do BPAs and you can do CTAs. Task order types, Alliant 2, VETS 2, all contract types are available. 8A stars and IT Schedule 70, they do not have cost type of contract. Okay? Primary NAICS code. Now, 541512 is the primary NAICS code for like Alliant 2 and VETS 2. However, it's really not limited to that. They just need to have that primary NAICS code on there. It's all really dependent upon the objective or of the requirement. With 8A stars, those FA1, 2, 3, and 4, those are really, they are derived from the NAICS code. IT Schedule 70, they have multiple NAICS code, so you have to refer to the SINs, like an example that we have provided you, the structure, the IT structure. You have to refer to those SINs to determine what best fit your requirement. Okay. More comparison here. Alliant 2 and VETS 2, it's 10-year period of performance that will end both in 2028. So we don't think I'm going to talk about how, that you're running out of time because you still have a long ways to go. 8A stars 2, though, however, it ends in August 30th, 2021. And again, if you award your task before that date, it can extend up to 2024, August 30th of 2024. IT Schedule 70, it's really based on the agreement. Okay, so there's a 20 years period of performance on there, but again, it varies by agreement and by contract. The fee for using the vehicle for the GWACs, as well as IT Schedule 70, is 0.75%. Okay. There is a cap, or there's a cap for Alliant 2 of $150,000 a year, but you have to have a $20 million per year order to meet that requirement. Okay. It mentions here the assisted acquisition service. So for assisted acquisition service, it's you have to have an order of $13.3 million per year. Okay, because, and then they also have their own fee for using the assisted acquisition. Okay, so I hope I didn't confuse you guys that. But anyway, when you're using assisted acquisition, there's a fee to use the assisted acquisition because they're issuing the task order on behalf of the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's from cradle to grave. Global place of performance can be done globally for all. Okay, next page.
The assisted acquisition service is not available in VETS 2, only on.
Assisted acquisition service is available for all contracts, right? So the only difference is that when it's assisted acquisition service, which we have GSA, right? We have the contract from cradle to grave. So that's the service that the assisted acquisition service provides you. Okay, and that's where the fee comes from. But to access the contract vehicle, it's 0.75%, okay? Right. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so so we're there anyway. So I'm mentioning the Region 9 AAS only because we are in Region 9, okay? So for those that wants to know more about the Region 9 AAS team, they are, the value added that they provide, okay, so they provide customized acquisition project management, not only the project management, but the financial management, because remember, cradle to grave. So So from creating the statement of work, to soliciting it, to awarding it, and to administering it, to closing it out when it ends. That takes care of all of those are done by the assisted acquisition service, okay? And that's where the fee comes from. They have project managers. They are, they're FACT certified, and they have contracting officers, that will be assigned to the customers, okay? They're very experienced. They handle large and complex IT services. I used to work for assisted acquisition myself. So, they go with what the customer comes first. It's what their requirement is how they're gonna, develop your requirement based on, okay? So here's here's your resources, phone numbers and email address and websites that you may find informative. And if you have any easy question, you may ask it now. For a tough question, you may ask later.
Again, we do have brochures. We don't have them with us here, but they are at the booth. So if you want to get information about any of our GWACs or schedules or about AAS, or Assisted Acquisition Service, information is there as well, including some of our AAS folks are also in the booth.
I have a couple in my purse, but I don't.
And you have a question?
Quick question, the vets too, is there any anticipation that there'll be an on-ramp? Because obviously.
It's so early on.
Otherwise you just kind of lock out all the SDVLPs for another 8 years, right?
It's so early on. Normally, it's around the 5th year that may happen. But again,
May happen. May not necessarily
may
happen.
not even happen. That I know under Alliant, there was a talk about that,
Right.
and that never happened in the 10 years.
Right.
So,
Just seems to be anti-competitive for anybody who entered.
I understand.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I wish we had someone from the GWAC Small Business here to be able to address that. But of course, again, you can always email them that question and see how they would respond. They'll respond pretty quickly. It's a great group of people that work out of that program office. So, yes, go ahead.
I can add a little bit about the GSS for hardware buy, because the company that I work with they were competed. There are 3 hardware suites. One is Lenovo, HP, and Dell. It's an easy button. They're open, competed.
Yes.
Ceiling, and it's a very easy acquisition process.
Great.
And they're all small businesses. You can acquire hardware with imaging, things like that, and some services around it.
Right.
Very, very quickly. The competitions are doing that.
Great.
Yeah, in fact, one customer we spoke with earlier at the booth, they wanted to order him. And I said, hey, instead of having to go through this BPA, because, there's no sense to make life so hard when the existing vehicles are already available, So, just like what we just mentioned, all these GWACs, they're already your existing vehicles. IT Schedule 70, and your BPAs under Schedule 70, those are really so easy to use that it's crazy not to create. Creating a BPA, fine if you establish something that's not available yet, but if it is already available, such as those like laptops and desktops and tablets, chances are it's already available out there. And it's a multiple award, and it could be single award. GSS is a single award.
It's a
Thank
single
you.
award
That's right.
for each type. So
Yes.
Dell,
Yes.
it has a single award.
And then
one for HP and
one for the, okay, got it.
Right, and it's a base year
It's the same as that Advantage one, which is for laptops and the rugged laptops and tablets. That's also a single award. Thank you. Easy question.
Right, for the vets too, I know for the 8 agencies, that there was a ceiling for directed award. Is there something like that on vets too as well?
With vets too, no. Only 8A stars. Yeah. And I did mention that, okay, I did already mention this, that, you know, vets too has the same scope as the ASB, Alliant Small Business.
So if you would like additional training or would like to take the Delegation Procurement Authority for our GWACs, we do have webinars twice a month. You can look that
Right.
up through our gsa.gov/events to look at the dates and times that you can always,
Thank you.
you can always register that way. If you have a team of folks you want us to come out, we can certainly go to your staff and provide that training. And our training is 2 CLPs, so that'll help too, get your requirements each year. Towards,
Any more easy question?
you may have a difficult one. If we can't answer it, we'll get right back to you.
If it's tough, yeah. If it's tough, we'll make it later.
I wish we
Okay.
had it earlier in the day here for this,
I
the
know,
training.
I know. But, you know, it's always at the end of the day.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be in Korea. That's another stop that
There
we're
you
hoping
go.
to be there. So
Maybe.
we're trying to make our way around.
So, okay. Darius, any question from you?
Oh, I didn't even see you back there.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
I can't find my glasses.
Gotta be somewhere.